Control the sea, control the world. What is the name of the U-shaped line China uses to claim most of the South China Sea? 9-line. Which international body ruled in 2016 that China's 9-line has no legal basis? The Hague, PCA. Which island group is a major point of contention between China, Vietnam, and Taiwan? Paracel Islands. What is island building in the context of this region? Turning reefs into military bases. Which narrow strait connects the Indian Ocean to the South China Sea? Strait of Malacca. The first island Shan is a defense concept that includes which major island? Taiwan. What does UNCLOS stand for? UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. How many nautical miles does an exclusive economic zone, EEZ, extend from a coast? 200 miles. Which nation recently renamed its part of the sea the North Natuna Sea to assert sovereignty? Indonesia. What is the name of the Philippine-claimed part of the South China Sea? West Philippine Sea. Which country is the primary security partner for the Philippines in the region? United States. What is a FONOP conducted by the U.S. Navy? Freedom of Navigation Operation. Which archipelago is contested by China, Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, and Brunei? Spratly Islands. What percentage of global trade passes through the South China Sea? Approximately 33%. What is the Malacca dilemma for China? The fear of a blockade cutting off oil imports. Which Chinese naval base on Hainan Island houses its nuclear submarine fleet? Yulin Naval Base. What resource, besides oil and gas, makes the sea vital for regional food security? Fish stocks. Which country occupies Thitu Island, Pag-asa, the second largest of the Spratlys? Philippines. What is the Great Wall of Sand? China's land reclamation in the Spratlys. Which ASEAN country has the most features occupied in the Spratlys? Vietnam. What does A2AD stand for in military strategy? Anti-access, area denial. Which body of water borders the northern South China Sea and the Pacific Ocean? Luzon Strait. What is the second island Shan based around? Guam and the Marianas. Which legal concept allows ships to pass through a nation's territorial waters? Innocent passage. What is a submerged feature in maritime law? A reef that does not stay above water at high tide. True or false? Under UNCLOS, artificial islands do not generate an EEZ. True. Which country uses a maritime militia of fishing boats to assert presence? China. What is the name of the 2021 defense pact between Australia, UK, and USA? AUKUS. Which reef was the site of a major 2012 standoff between China and the Philippines? Scarborough Shoal. What is cabbage tactics in island disputes? surrounding an island with layers of ships. Which regional organization has struggled to create a code of conduct for the sea? ASEAN. What is lawfare? Using international law to achieve military goals. Which island is the largest naturally occurring island in the Spratlys? Itu Aba, Taiping Island. The Gulf of Thailand is located at the blank end of the South China Sea. Southwest. What is the blue economy? Sustainable use of ocean resources for growth. True or false? The U.S. is a formal member, signatory of UNCLOS. False. It recognizes it but hasn't ratified. Which Chinese missile is nicknamed the carrier killer? DF-21D. What is the quadrilateral security dialogue, the Quad? USA, Japan, Australia, and India. Which reef did China turn into a 3,000-meter runway, unsinkable aircraft carrier? Fiery Cross Reef. What is salami slicing in geopolitics? Making small, incremental changes to the status quo. Which city-state is located at the southernmost tip of the Malay Peninsula? Singapore. What is the blue team in U.S.-China discourse? Analysts who view China as a primary threat